Good afternoon, all fucking beings and other kinds of creatures in the inner and outer realms of reality. This is Shitty Wizard coming at you with another set of fucking questions.
Do judges and lawyers do jury duty?
Well, they do get called up for it, obviously, but they wouldn't get picked for it because they're biased towards the law, understanding the law more than a normal man, maybe even swaying the whole jury in their favour. So yeah, they wouldn't normally get picked for jury.
Do fish sleep?
Do fish sleep? Fish sort of sleep. They have a cycle where they've sort of just zone out. Because they don't have eyelids, their eyes remain open. They'll just probably, you know how you sort of daydream away. That's sort of like a fish sleep. They just do it all the time, day or night. They don't particularly have any other cycle. They'll just stop there and probably just hover and just zone out. And that's a fish sleeping. Sharks have eyelids, so they close their eyes. It's just, but I think they still move and whatever else. The current pushes them around. They just sort of zone out a bit. Like that, you can still control your body to just zone out.
Why do radio operators say niner instead of just 9?
Radio operators use niner to distinguish it from other numbers. I think 5 is very close over radio with bad transmission, so niner distinguishes it from 5. So niner 5 is, 995. It's similar to the thing they use for the alphabet.
When a male is elected president and his wife is called the First Lady, what would a lady's husband be called if she were elected president?
Apparently it is the First Gentleman. It's never happened, and it won't happen now even if Hillary Clinton is elected, because Bill Clinton will still be known as President Clinton. There'll just be 2 President Clintons, just like there's 2 President Bushes, just not of opposite sex.
If you are born on February 29th of a leap year, when is your birthday?
Well, it's either on the 1st of March or the 28th of February. It's up to the person for the 3 years, but when it comes to the year that's a leap year, they celebrate it on the 29th.
Do birds pee?
Okay. Do birds pee? Well, no. Yes and no. Birds don't really have differentiating holes. They only have one hole called a cloaca, where everything fucking gets sort of like mushed together and then out. So, no, they don't pee. And they don't really poop. They cloaque. They cloaque all over you. Well, that's what I'm terming it.
If you had X-ray vision, but closed your eyes, could you still see?
There's no real way to test this as far as I could gather, so I'm just going to summarize it. Yes, you would be able to see straight through your eyelids unless you had metal studs in your eyelids or something. Metal, lead, whatever.
If you have X-ray vision, and you can see through anything, wouldn't you see through everything and actually see nothing?
No, because X-rays don't pass through everything. They don't pass through metal, lead, and bone. So a lot of organic matter would be not be possibly to be seen if you only had X-ray vision, but you'd still see bone and metal and all that sort of junk.
How do you throw away a garbage can?
You buy a bigger garbage can than the garbage can you want to throw away, and then you cut the smaller garbage can up and put it in the bigger garbage can.
Why in baseball is it called the World Series if it is only played in the U.S.A. and Canada?
So I'm going to have a go at this one. As far as I can see, originally I thought it was because of the New York World newspaper and sponsored it, But that doesn't seem to be the case. The case actually seems more that there was a lot of overseas players coming and they wanted to make the game more appealing to international audience, so they named it the World Series so people would actually pay more interest into it and on a global scale rather than just America. They didn't just want Americans just to watch it, they wanted everybody in the world to watch it, so they named it the World Series. So yeah, the fact that it was called the World Series because of a newspaper sponsoring it seems to be wrong.
In some books, why do they have blank pages at the very end?
It's just odds. So you have odds at the odds and evens, so there may be a odd number of pages or something, so there's a certain number of pages in the front, and there's you're putting it straight on top of those, so there's a blank pages because there's nothing to go on the other side. It's as simple as that.
What does the K in Kmart actually stand for?
Okay, so the K in Kmart stands for Kresge. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Kresge or something. His initials is S. Kresge. Apparently he was a person that originally created the Kmart line, and the K from his surname has been immortalized in the brand ever since. That's it.
Why do donuts have holes?
Alright. So I've seen a couple of ideas. The one I'm going to go with, which makes the most sense to me, is the fact that they were making their dough, basically. So they were making round dough fucking balls or some shit. And the guy says, yeah, I really like the outside's all crisp and stuff, but the inside's all doughy and gooey. Why don't you punch a hole in it so it cooks evenly all the way through? So that's what it is. They punched a hole in it so it would cook evenly all the way through. And that's what I'm sticking with. If you know different, let me know.
Why is the abbreviation for pound when L or B isn't in the word pound?
Okay, so what this actually means is the abbreviation for pound. I'll put it up here. It's basically IB. Okay, so that is not an abbreviation for the word pound at all. It's actually an abbreviation for the word libra. Libra as in scales. So at one point, I guess, it was referred to as a weight. So 1 libra poundo, or, pound weight. So libra. Yeah, it's short for libra.
If someone can't see, they're blind, and if someone can't hear, they're deaf. So what do you call people who can't smell?
It's anosmia. You're anosmian.
Does the president have to pay taxes?
Yes, the president has to pay taxes.
Why does mineral water that has trickled through mountains for centuries go out of date next year?
It's got nothing to do with the water itself. It's got to do with the bottle. The outside layer of the bottle begins to break down and taint the water, and after that time they can't be guaranteed that the water isn't tainted by plastic.
Why do people say you scared the living daylights out of me when daylight is not living?
Okay, so this is an interesting one. The daylights were like a slang for eyes. And the eyes were the entryway to your soul. So if you scared the living daylights out of me, it means you scared the soul out of my eyes, basically. Well, that's what I can make of it. You scared the soul straight out of my eyes. I'm dead now.
Why is it called pineapple, when's there neither pine nor apple in it?
Alright, so we have to go back to a conifer tree. A conifer tree has pine cones. What they used to be called were pineapples before they were then classified as pine cones. When some fucking explorers went somewhere and first saw a fucking pineapple, they thought it looked like a pine cone, which was then called pineapple, so they called it a pineapple. And just a little bit of a side note, just about everywhere else in the world calls it an ananas, but we call it a fucking pineapple because of that.
Why is it called eggplant, when there's no egg in it?
Google unripe eggplant or aubergine. So basically an unripened eggplant or an aubergine is a small white egg-shaped thing. That's why. Before they ripen, they look like small white eggs.
Why do the ABC song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and BAA Black Sheep all have the same tune?
Okay, so the reason is because they all based off an old French tune. Fuck. I'm not very good at pronouncing this shit. I'll give it a go. Vous, dirai-je, Maman. It's the song. If you look that up on YouTube, you'll get it. It's a French song that Mozart made several different versions of, but the original composer, Bouillon. So the original composer's name is Bouillon. I'm not gonna say its name again, but yeah, go look it up. If I can remember, I'll put it in the fucking description. Alright, let's keep going. Let's press on. We've gone too far. We can't go back now.
How fast do you have to go to keep up with the sun so you're never in darkness?
Okay, so the speed you apparently have to go is 1,675 kilometers an hour, or equivalent to 465 meters per second. That's 1,040 miles per hour. So if you can go 1,040 miles per hour, you can keep ahead of the sun.
If you keep trying to prove Murphy's Law, will something keep going wrong?
Alright, so I want you guys to answer this for me. I'm not really sure, like, I'm not even going to give you my answer this time. So yeah, that's all we have for you guys today. Tune in next time when we fucking do the same shit again. And yeah, keep doing the same shit until you like it, or I become the ruler of the world. Because that's what we're here for, guys. Like, either you like my shit, or I will become the ruler of the world, and then there's gonna be trouble. Anyway, this is Shitty Witty saying, just fucking watch my shit or something, you know? Fuck.
Oh, thank you, tasty little man creature.